All right, through the magic of the internet, we're not really here right now. We're off on vacation. I'm in Ohio. Snow is at some tropical location somewhere on it.
We can't say where because of the haters.
It's in the Kokomo song. Listen to Kokomo, and it's one of the places.
Jamaica, take it from you.
I think the Beach Boys are pretty woke. No, the Beach Boys are actually conservative now, I think. Or at least the one the Mike Love guy is.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to them in, since the 80s.
But anyway.
90s, whenever that Kokomo song came out.
Anyway, there's a lot going on in May. We're on vacation, and we're working on some good guests for later in the month once we return. But one of the issues that's really important to us on the podcast is mental health awareness and stuff like that. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
I had no idea that my birthday month was Mental Health Awareness Month, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
that's a joke on myself. Yeah. But I always thought that it was September. So what is September? Suicide Awareness?
Suicide Awareness Month.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah. And again, June's coming up. Pride Festival here in Mojave County is coming up in a few weeks. We're going to be there just because of different circumstances. We're not going to have a booth. We may roam around and do more like what we do at
We would like to enjoy the festivities this year.
Yeah, and walk around and talk to people. It'd probably be easier to get people if we were walking around with, the microphones and being like, hey, man on the street.
And you know what? It will be easier for us to go and watch the drag show too, which I always miss out on. I have to sit there and watch it from
afar,
our booth. Yeah. And it's then I can actually be over there and watching and supporting because me, I like the performance.
Yeah, so we'll be there to support them, and which June is Pride Month. And I try not to engage with people on social media all that much on my own, under my own personal name. Sometimes on the podcast page I'll do it. But one of my friends had posted, with the administration cutting funding to this and that, and this guy with horrible grammar goes on to say, well, he should defund Pride Month and make it veterans and make a Veterans Appreciation Month. Now, May not only being Mental Health Awareness Month, May is Military Appreciation Month also. The entire month of May.
Because Memorial Day falls
Memorial Day is in May.
Well, I've got a question for this fella. Not that I get to really ask him, but it's hypothetical. What about gay veterans? We have a lot of those, sir, right?
Yeah. Well, technically, Pride Month is in June.
Right.
But
if you live in Arizona, you tend to do your festivals earlier in the year because of the heat.
Yeah. Or you do it in October.
June's
when it's
too hot.
Like Las Vegas does theirs in October.
Right. I think Phoenix does theirs
in the fall.
In March or April. I thought they did them earlier.
Okay, regardless.
I don't know.
My point being to this, again, he's just going for the, why do Pride get a whole month, like Jerry Seinfeld? Why does Pride get a whole month and military gets just one day? No, that's not really the fucking case, you're just unaware of this situation. And my point being to this person, I'm like, okay, well, if you want to make it the official proclamation in Kingman, Arizona, that May should be Military Appreciation Month, why don't you
start an organization?
Arrange it with the town. Have a Military Appreciation Festival one day.
Do a parade through downtown.
Right.
They do already do that,
They do a Veterans Day parade.
They do.
Okay. Certain people get upset that they can't fly a losing flag from a certain war in that parade. because it's not.
They want the Confederate flag flown down.
Wouldn't that be like carrying like the fucking rising sun flag? In the parade.
Or the German flag.
Or the German flag.
Or the Nazi flag.
Right.
Or any of the other countries that the United States has kicked their ass in a war. That would be the equivalent of carrying their flags. Yeah. Because the United States... Or the
ISIS flag.
The United States kicked the Confederacy's ass. Okay? They won. Get over it, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that what they tell us at every protest?
Well, I mean, unless you're...
We won. Get over it.
Unless your heritage is you're a loser. Right?
Maybe. I mean... No, I think they're mad because, like, their heritage is owning people. Yeah. Obviously. I mean, that's what that flag represents.
But no, my point being is the Pride Festival here isn't because of federal funding. Federal funding does not fund the Pride Festival.
Well, okay, that's what I was going to ask you too. Like, when has Pride ever been funded by the federal government?
It hasn't. It's just one of those declarated months. I don't know how you get to have the declaration for a month, like Black History Month or
Is that even a federal thing, or does that have nothing to do with...
It is sort of a federal thing where, you have National Hot Dog Day,
Okay.
Or this and that.
But somebody's making those things up, too. Like, because every day has a national thing attached to it now.
But it's a grassroots effort on individuals to organize these events. It's not the fucking government coming in. The city of Kingman does not put on the Pride Festival.
And they don't pay for any of it. They actually make money off of it, right? They make money off of all the rentals.
And paying for the park, and you have to pay the utilities on it. It's not like it's not like the city of Kingman gifts them a Pride Festival, because the city of Kingman would not do that.
And sir, I mean, no disrespect, but you should be so lucky that they're having a festival where it's going to bring some amount of money into the town, because tourism is down.
Yeah, tourism is in the fucking toilet.
Like, look at how much of a joke Bike Week is now. How many bikes did you see?
Well, wasn't that because of the Laughlin Bike Week, though? Wasn't that because, didn't they have a big fight there, like right before the pandemic?
Well, they had that shooting years ago, and it did...
You're right. Before the pandemic, there was a second big...
a big scuffle?
Yeah, there was a big fight.
So then people maybe are like, you know what? You had the shooting, now you have this big fight. Like, we don't want to be associated with this.
The organized, just by thought it was...
But, I mean, okay, so...
Because there has to be some kind of liability there.
That still proves my point, though, that it's like the numbers for that are dwindling. So that has taken away... I don't know how much money out of this area, because those folks used to come through here all the time, like wildfire, spending money, going to the local bars, going to the restaurants around here.
Sure, and it was pulling big names in entertainment for that target market. It was pulling custom bike builders.
Yeah, you had Brett Michaels played it one year. And the Laughlin Bike Rally was actually pretty well known nationally.
It was.
But I guess the organizers just felt like, hey, the liability on this shit. Like you said, there was a shooting one year, and then there was a fight another year or something like that.
The shooting was in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
It was way, way back in the day. I want to say like around 2005, sometime around then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to this person, what I say to you is, and if you don't want to do it all yourself, go to the city council and propose it to them and see what they say about it. Go attend a city council meeting. Okay, bring it up before them. Do the groundwork, okay? The shit is just because you're fucking, why don't they call it this? Why don't they call it that? Well, why don't we get white appreciated so much? And to this person in Idaho, you know what's happening during fucking Pride Month is... they're having a white Pride Day across the street from the Idaho State Capitol. They rented out a park, and it's going to be this big festival for white. So fucking...
for whites only.
Drag your fucking ass up to Idaho. Why would anyone want to? I don't know.
Well, I've known a few people here who have moved to Idaho, and I think it's for that reason, because Idaho is a state that's like friendly upon that. You know, we've got friends. We've got friends.
We have friends in Iowa.
Yeah, but they are in Boise. Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking the outskirts. Like there's
Is
part
Boise
of Idaho.
like White Mecca or something. What's with Boise?
No, Boise.
Like, Kingman's pretty white, but Boise's whiter, or what?
No, Boise's the good part. That's like that's the city that our liberal friends are from. I'm talking we're talking diverse. Like the outskirts part of Idaho. You have a lot of you have a lot more of like the extremists, like the nationalists.
Well, that's anywhere though.
That's not.
The more rural you get, the more.
I know, but that's the only point I'm trying to make here is that some folks from here flat out told me they're like, we're packing our bags and we're moving to Idaho, and I go, well, I kind of understand that with how their mentality. They like to fly the Trump flag at the house and all the other stickers they put on their cars and stuff. I'm like, it kind of makes sense. I mean, they're like, I'm not saying that all of Idaho's like that. Like, I haven't even been to Boise yet, but like when I went to Lava Hot Springs, there were people who got very mad at some of the things that I said.
What did you say?
They were talking about issues with veterans, and I said, actually, this may surprise you, but one of the senators who's done the most things for veterans, you can look up his voting record, is Bernie Sanders, and they did not fucking like that one bit. I got really railed on for that. And I go, you don't have to like the guy, but you could look up the way that he votes and the committees that he sits on. That's all I'm saying to you. That's it.
Right. I mean, like, even Trump can do a good thing once in a while, you know, and you can acknowledge it. Like he's taking on people that ticket scalpers, you know, which, hey, bravo, you know. Hey, I'll give you 1 out of 100 there, Mr. Trump. You know, you did something good there.
So, yeah, they did not take kindly to my comment, though. It was like a bunch of F-bombs thrown my way. They were very pissed. Very pissed. And that's about someone who's technically an independent, okay? Bernie Sanders is an independent.
Well, you do tend to draw a reaction from people one way or the other.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean...
Me too. Yeah.
I mean, this gentleman had said to me, he was like, look, I'm a retired veteran. The only time I ever have gotten a raise in all my career years of being a retired veteran is under Donald Trump. And I go, well, what if I told you like this, that, yeah, it happened under the Trump administration, but you can only that's because you got the Democrats to support that and to vote for that. You see, when it's a Democratic president in office, the Republicans refuse to vote for raises for folks like you. So, yes, you had the raise proposed. So, yes, it was passed under there. I'm like, I'm the type of person that thinks you should get the cost of living under every administration. So, I mean, for you to say this, I'm like, that's because they came together and Democrats weren't going to vote no against you all.
Right. Who was the guy that held up all the Biden appointments, or nobody could get a promotion in the military because this guy was holding everything up? There was this one fucking jerk off in Congress.
I can't remember who
but you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I know the situation, but I can't remember.
It's the same thing. Democrats will tend to work across the aisle on certain subjects.
Well, yeah, they're usually like not wanting to shut down the government.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah.
Without even getting any negotiations out of it. Thank you, Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
That's how dumb they are.
Well,
but we never say anything about our own side, right?
Well, yeah. But back to the point of this guy with fucking why don't they have fucking Military Appreciation Month? I wonder how he feels that fucking Donald Trump renamed Veterans Day, where we honor all veterans from all wars or military veterans from military service, right? You have a national holiday where we took that away. We're going to rename that now.
Victory Day, right? Isn't that what it is?
Now November 11th is now going to be World War I Appreciation Day. May 8th now is World War II Veteran Appreciation, whatever he fucking calls it. But that takes away honoring veterans from every other conflict that we have ever had. Every conflict that we have had since.
So why are only World War I and World War II the only important ones? I don't understand.
Because they're already all dead, and we don't have to do anything special for them.
Yeah, and
like the youngest would be like what, 98 or something from World War II. That might still be alive.
Yeah, there's not many veterans to celebrate,
and yet his sycophants
but
still
they're
going
very
to
pro-military.
defend this.
And fucking, we need to cut back on all this fucking government spending, but we're going to have a fucking military parade on fucking Donald J. Trump's fucking birthday with 7,000 troops and armored vehicles and helicopters and shit. Very fucking North Korean-like, don't you think?
They're probably going to have the dancing little kids again.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Totally straight out of fucking North Korea.
Fucking have fucking Stephen Miller fucking organizing that. You know?
He's the orchestrator guy with the
You child, move over there. We're gonna eat you all after this fucking is over.
So gross.
Fuck. God damn it, just pisses me off sometimes. But I mean, this is why it's Mental Health Awareness Month. We're aware.
And this is what we do for we are aware of our mental health all the time. That's why we do this podcast. Yeah. We feel like we get it out. Same thing for our listeners. Get it out in any way possible. Yeah, start your own podcast. Come on our podcast.
Start your podcast. Let's have this our therapy session.
Come on our podcast. We invite people who don't even like us on here.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to get out everything that's holding you back. Right, you know, get everything out. Get the emotions out.
Right. And, you know, someone else I think could, you know, use someone to talk to. And, you know, I'm a fan of this man. He's brought me 6 of the greatest nights of my life.
Oh, God.
Coach Bill Belichick.
Oh, God. Gross. Gross.
What, gross? Because he was wearing like the nasty fucking Navy sweatshirt.
With a hole in it.
Yeah,
like moths have ate a part of it. It's like, dude, we know you have money. You can't at least buy a sweatshirt that's
obvious
whole.
He has money. Look at his girlfriend.
Oh, God. That made me barf. I'm like, okay, everybody should be able to do whatever makes them happy, right? I get it, but it's like, I just have a question for older men like that. Like, is it like a real turnoff for them to know that other, mainly men, see that he's fucking like his granddaughter? Creepy. Like, I mean, that it's just gross. I'm like, you look like you're banging your granddaughter.
Like, I think Tom Brady's kid is only like a few years younger than this girl. The one with Bridget Moynahan.
Oh, yeah. The older,
he's
the older
about
son.
20.
Yeah. It's just, I'm just like, oh, gross. But my theory on it is she's banging old Bill just to get closer to Tom. That's got to be the plan. That would be my plan. If I was her, I'd be like, all right.
So you would sleep with Bill Belichick to get to fucking Tom Brady?
Just to get to Tom Brady.
So you're saying this on the podcast?
He's a beautiful man.
Coach Belichick.
Yes, just to get Yeah. My list is all about banging. Oh, Tom Brady's definitely on the list. I don't want a relationship with him. He's already proven he's not great at those. Yeah. And neither am I, to be fair.
Could you imagine what
but this, to bang him? Could you imagine, would you? Could you imagine, anybody would. You would.
I would. Could you imagine what the sexy talk with Bill Belichick is like?
Oh.
Yeah, well, now
we're gonna
what happened last night in the bedroom. We're past that
for a drive.
Is this about the mermaid costume or what?
Yeah, we're not going to.
Do you think
we're going to talk about my book?
Do you think he has to use Viagra with her?
What if he only got to have 2 Viagra instead of 30 a month? It's not dolls. We're talking Viagra now.
Now we're talking sex dolls.
Bill, get 2 Viagra per month.
We're not going to talk about that. Next question. I thought we were here to talk about my book. Which I did order the book. I plan on listening to it on my flight.
Of course you did.
I want to learn how to be a winner. And Coach Belichick's going to have...
You know how you are a winner? You know how he's a winner? I've got 2 letters for you. TB, which stands for Tom Brady. That's the only reason why he's a winner.
Just know who drafted Tom Brady.
Is it the coach that drafts him, or is it the owners?
Yes, it was my decision to draft Tom Brady. I saw the genius in him.
Why'd you pick him so late in the game? He was like the last fucking pick.
Because we had Drew Bledsoe.
Oh, were your genius skills like off a little bit until the end of it? Oh, we'll take what's left.
Hey, we'll take a diamond in the rough. Who could have fucking predicted Donald Trump would be fucking president?
You're in the cult. You're in the Bill Belichick cult.
I am.
You're in the cult.
And he's going to teach me about how to win and how to make this fucking podcast make us superstars.
And how to get...
We're going to be the GOAT of podcasting.
And how to get Raw Ray to put a mermaid costume on the beach.
How do you know we haven't done that?
You don't need a book for that.
You don't know what goes on.
You don't know our foreplay.
Hey, whatever. My take on it is, hey, whatever makes Bill happy.
Oh, yeah, I don't care, but I don't want to see it. That's my take on it, is like...
yeah.
You don't think... Okay, on my...
There is a thing where do not make the social media posts of you being the fisherman and her, if that makes you uncomfortable. Yeah, I do get that point.
And on my dating thing, I can go 15 years higher and 15 years lower. So I'm close enough to 50. We'll just say I'm already 50. So I can get a guy that's 35.
So Belichick would still be out your age.
Do you think... Right. Well, because I could go to 65. I don't know how old he is. 74. I don't want to... He doesn't look fun to bang. Anyways, do you think I'm going to be out there parading around my 35-year-old? No, because it's gross. That's something you do behind closed doors, I'm already going to feel, I'm not going to say I'm not going to do it, but it's like, I'm not going to say I wouldn't try with the right circumstances. Okay.
But the other thing I will say is a lot of people were giving Bill Belichick flack for being kind of a cranky asshole during this interview. But I've watched Bill for 25 years, and he's just always a cranky asshole to the press.
Maybe his girlfriend should blow him more then. Then he wouldn't be so uptight in these interviews.
You know what was kind of funny when he did the Tom Brady roast was because he was so stiff, but he was trying to be funny. And I was just like, oh, okay, that was a good attempt.
He actually was funny.
He did have some good Gronk jokes.
I enjoyed that roast a lot anyways. That's like up there in the top 5 roasts. Because I've watched all of them. I went ahead and binge watched them all.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a problem with... He was actually better then than his personality was better at that roast than it has been the entire football career that he's had.
They say, like, behind the scenes, he's a really funny and loose guy. He's good friends with like John Bon Jovi and hangs out with him. He goes on vacations with John Bon Jovi.
Oh. So. How do we know that John Bon Jovi's some barrel of laughs?
No, we don't. Might be why Richie Sambora left the band.
See? I mean, if you're going to do one of those connect the dot things, you better have it end on something great.
I will say I was once 5 feet away from John Bon Jovi.
If you told me that he hung out with, like, Will Ferrell, then I'd be like, then he's probably fucking pretty cool. Okay?
But speaking of Bon Jovi, I got lured into it. I was like 5 feet away from him at a concert. And he turns around. He does that thing where he extends his arm. And he looked me in the eyes. And for like a split second, I was like, oh my God, he's so dreamy. And I was like, oh, snap out of it.
I was just going to ask you, when you said the whole lock in the eyes, I'm thinking, you know how you like want to put yourself in that position where you're like, yes, I do you, whatever you want, sir. Were you thinking that?
Yeah. So we'd be living on a prayer there, John.
Give me some of that bad medicine.
Yeah. This is why we're very aware that May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Because we are about jumping off the deep end on our mental health.
There's almost pride, and that was the gayest moment of my life.
Dude, but in all seriousness, like, my mental health probably is off the charts this year. Like, I'm having a hard time, like, not being a fucking procrastinator. I'm back to, like, my old shit of, like, having a hard time about, like, getting out of bed sometimes. I mean, obviously I get out when I have to work, but, like, on the weekends, it's hard. It's rough. It's like, this is the world we live in.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
This is our lives right now. That's why I'm looking forward to Bermuda. Or Aruba, or was it Jamaica?
Ooh, I want to take you.
Yeah, one of those places. Kokomo.
And yesterday was 23 years since I had lost a friend to suicide, and I was like the last person that talked to him. And I'm not gonna really get into that story on this podcast, but one of my kids had an incident where they had a friend that was in crisis. And I suggested calling 988, the suicide hotline. And the person on the other end of, the chat said they didn't want to do that and they would take their own life. And sometimes that's a good sign that if you're openly talking about it, maybe you're not really serious about it. But just for my own child, I was just like, here, let me call 988, and I've got the person's name, I've got the person's city, I have their Discord name. That wasn't Pegasus. I don't know if Pete was in the room or not.
Could you imagine him as answering the phone?
No, but the person on the other end of the 988 line was very helpful in talking to me about what the options were. Gave me the local number to call and stuff like that. And these are just volunteers who are doing really good work. So if you are in crisis, dial 988. And just remember that, to any of our listeners, whoever this reaches, we care about all you. We love you, appreciate you, and the world is a better place with all of us in it. And we need each other to get through this. So it also just really pissed me off when I hear like the current administration wants to defund this just because they equate it with the LGBTQ plus community and stuff like that. And it's not about that. It's just people caring.
There are straight people who commit suicide too. I don't know what
they do when you dial the number. They do have like, hey, if you're part of this community, press this.
Right?
If you're in crisis, press this.
Probably because they want to get you to the right person.
Yeah,
to talk
if
to.
you just need to talk to someone, press this. But just really, I've never called it for myself, but it's the first time that I've used that service, and I really appreciate what these people do.
It's good that you called because the problem with younger folks, and you do need to take it seriously like that, like you said, like it is good that you called to find out information, even though they said they didn't want to. Younger people who are suicidal a lot of times don't realize that they don't really understand what suicide actually means, that you can't come back. They're thinking of the immediate where I just want to get rid of the pain, but they don't understand that if you kill yourself, that's it. Like you don't, there's no do-over.
Game over.
It's not like you get like a little bit of a break. Yeah. Like, back at one of my jobs when I lived in, Phoenix, there was a coworker of mine, and his 10-year-old hung himself in his closet. And I was like, you don't really hear of 10-year-olds doing that a lot, but I have a feeling that was kind of the thing. Like, he probably was getting bullied and just wanted the pain to go away, but didn't even know what he was doing. I mean, 10 years old.
Yeah. And
Yeah. So you have to take it seriously.
You do have to take it seriously. And, you know, I did. I don't know if I helped this person at all, but I know I helped my kid at the time and gave him a little bit of, you know, a little bit of comfort or whatever, mm-hmm. you know. And so, you know, I did feel good about that. I did feel good about the interaction I had with the people there and how they made me feel on it. So anyway, you know, I got the sermon's over on about this, and hey, this is our happy bonus episode. You know,
happy.
Yeah. So.
Well, hey, we're happy that your child's friend is still here, so it is actually happy.
Yeah. So
it is.
It's all good in the end,
right?
God knows we need each other to get through all this fucking bullshit.
It's crazy out there.
But we're gonna be on vacation, and so. This comes out, and this sounds really depressing, but we're out there having fun somewhere when this comes out.
Having some cocktails, some good food.
Listen to some Metallica and Linkin Park somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping to be listening to island music. You know, those ding, dong, dong, dong.
Steel drums.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to listen to that and, like, have the breeze through my hair.
Hitting on the Cabana Boy.
Of course. Of course.
Your tropical drink.
Pina colada.
Doing the little thing. Ramon.
Right.
Pina colada over here.
Garçon.
Fill my drink.
Garçon.
All right, y'all. We'll be back in a couple weeks and with some cool guests coming up.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye.